In the previous video, we saw a good presentation structure. As we also mentioned there, in addition to the structure, the visualization cannot be overlooked. So I'm going to show you in the next few minutes how a good slide looks like. But before we get to know the secret of a good slide, let's look how does a bad slide looks like. Well, something like this. I guess everybody has seen slides like these, full of text. You don't even know where to start. But in general, why it is needed to read a slide? If we wanted to read a book, we would buy one, wouldn't we? But let's get back to the wrong slide. Besides the lot of text, there is another problem. The slide has no logical build-up. It's the same situation to a huge house which hasn't got any floors. In such a large open space, obviously no one would find what they are looking for. In a way, a good slide has the same build-up. Rooms and floors are required. I know it sounds a little bit strange. Let's take a look at how it looks in the practice. So, here is an empty slide. The 4:3 aspect ratio is the most widespread in business life, but it's actually optional. It's important to work on a white background because this will give a more serious, more professional look to our presentation. A slide usually has 3 floors or levels. On the top, there is the title, the content itself is in the middle, and at the bottom go the other informations, for example, the page number. Let's start from the top. How does it look like a good title? Well, it's dynamic. Perhaps you still remember. On the bad slide, there was the big plan. This is a passive title. It won't tell you anything. For example, maybe for somebody this means the weekend shopping, while to somebody else it means the conquest of the world. But how useful it would be if the audience knew what will be on the slide just after the first look. Because of this, the action title was invented. As its name tells, it describes an action. For example, by following the recommended actions, Caesar can expand to Britain with success. As the example shows, the action title is actually a sentence which summarizes the message of the slide. This results in an important rule. Every slide can have only one message. Sort of like the one-liners from movies.
Houston, we have a problem.
Let's move further. The next level is the content. Here comes actually everything that you are using to support in title. In our example, you have to show which are the proposed actions and how they are helping to expand to Britain. The bad slide contained here a little anecdote. The problem with this anecdote is that the audience is not here to read. And anyway, the slide doesn't have to include all the information because it's not about the slide, but you. The slide is just supporting you. The text has to be formatted in a way that is clearly understandable after the first look. Feel free to use visual solutions such as pictures, graphs, and tables. All of these help to understand the slide. Beside that, they improve the appearance of the slide. In that case, I will place something similar to the slide. The numbered balls show the number of the steps, and you can see from the size of them that the further steps are less certain because they are in the distant future. The steps themselves are shown by a picture and an explaining half-sentence long text. You can ask the question, is it allowed to use text then? The answer is yes, but in moderation. One tiny good placed text helps to understand against a structured one. The content of the slide can be easily tested. If a stranger can understand the slide, when you are done, it's perfect. If not, then, well, here comes the replanning. With this, we have just arrived to the lowermost level. Usually the additional information are placed there, to the bottom of the slide, like the date and the number of the slide. Which is more interesting than these is the bookmark. The bookmark shows the progress of the slide, so which chapter you are at. It is needed because during a longer presentation, if the juror lost the thread, if he is writing a text message to his wife because he can't go and take home the child, just has a look at the bookmark and immediately knows where you are going on. So that's all. An optimal case, every slide is made of these 3 levels. Only in special cases it is worth it to differ from this structure.